Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be why the narcissist wants the door left open. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So you were in the narcissistic relationship. Let's say it's over, it's done. You have removed yourself or you were discarded, however it ended. My heart goes out to you. These are challenging relationships to be a part of. Having said that, when you are breaking free from the narcissist, let's say you're going no contact, you're blocking them, deleting them, removing all fly monkeys and people associated with them. When you're doing that, there are times and there are people, i.e. the narcissist, that don't want to officially have that door closed on them. Now, what they will do is, let's say you did get divorced and you are living your best life, or you are moving forward and you're trying to put the past in the past, close the chapter on the narcissist and begin your new life, because that's what we all have to do eventually, and that's what we do in the community. Having said that, the narcissist, there are times when they don't want to let you go. And what I'm saying here is, it's not because they are in love with you. It's not because they have empathy. It's not because they want to rekindle the relationship. What it is because you are a valuable and viable source of energy. You did provide something for them in the past that nobody else can provide for them. You are what I call a beautiful, bright, shining light, maybe even an empath. You are a kind, loving individual. And the narcissist, let's say that they moved on to the new supply or new sources of supply by now. What they do with sources of supply, and believe me when I tell you, they were and or are doing it with you right now, whether you know it or not. They compare these sources of supply and they see what each source of supply can provide for them. And so, as the thumbnail mentions, why the narcissist wants to keep the door open, because they want to have the ability, even if you are not married to them, to tap into you and your abundance, you and your energy. They want a way to disrupt your energy. They want to keep you stuck. They want to keep you trapped. Now, again, I am emphasizing that, let's say you were divorced, or let's say the romantic relationship ended, or maybe it's a mom, dad, aunt, uncle, sister, sibling, coworker, neighbor, whoever it is. These people, once you've identified who the person is, let's say a narcissistic person, what happens when you get the wisdom and you apply the tools is you want nothing to do with them. And yes, there are many times when the narcissist has moved on to another source of supply and they don't think twice about the relationship they had with you, because they're already being filled. They're already being satiated by the new supply. That does not happen all the time. There are times when the narcissist is low on supply, and that's when they will be scrolling through their smartphones or looking at social media, and boom, let's say your name pops up, or a friend of a friend says your name, something like that. There are multiple ways you will cross the narcissist's mind, but let's just use that as an example. Then what they will do is they'll say, wow, that person, which was you, gave so much to me. They really tried their best. They really worked hard for me and for the relationship, and I destroyed them and I broke them. However, time has now passed, and perhaps I can go back to the well and tap into that beautiful, bright, shining light again. Now, this video is not about a Hoover. That's not what I'm saying at all. The Hoover does happen. Many times people get Hoovered and they accept it and they learn the lesson. They shouldn't have accepted it. And then many times people get the Hoover and they deny it, which is what you should do. And then there are other people that never receive a Hoover, which is the best thing possible, because that means you're off the radar of the narcissist and they have nothing to do with you. And more importantly, you've healed or you've blocked them and you've gone no contact. But what I'm suggesting here, and this is completely accurate, is there are times the narcissist compares your source of supply, what you provided for them, with the current fuel source, or perhaps they're low on energy or supply right now, and they will be thinking, wow, okay, maybe if I could just test the pulse, test the temperature of this person, and send in a flying monkey, or send in a message or a phantom phone call or something, just to get me in their mind again, which was you. So this is what the narcissist will do at times. And again, this video is not about a Hoover. It's about letting you know that the narcissist wants to keep the door open many times. They never will give you closure. Remember, closure is a vital part of the healing path. To receive closure, you're going to have to provide it for yourself. The narcissist will never, and I repeat, never offer you closure, because they can't. They can't introspect. They don't want to admit to their misgivings and their abuse that they dished out to people. What they want to do is act like it never happened and just wipe the whole board clean, wipe the slate clean. But that's not what we do. We on the channel and in the community, we are educated empaths. We are healing, we're learning, we're growing. We're teaching if we can. We're becoming awakened and aware. And we understand that the narcissist, not only did they and will they not give us closure, but there are many times they want to keep that door open. They want to know that you are around. Now, not necessarily physically, but that you can be contacted if they wanted to. So again, let's just use a mom, dad as an example. Let's say one of your parents is the narcissist, and you've identified this, and you're now an adult, and you have a family and all these kind of things. Well, perhaps you blocked your mom or dad recently, or maybe even in the past, because you just couldn't take it anymore, and they weren't changing, and they were asking you for money and guilting you and playing the victim. They're doing everything they could do, but now they're doing it to you as an adult, and you endured this your whole childhood and upbringing as well. But when you did that, let's say you have siblings. Well, now your siblings may be reaching out to you and saying, hey, you know, mom and dad aren't doing too well. Their health is not doing too well. Maybe you should reach out and talk to them. And you're sitting there saying, I've heard this one many times before. Am I going to take the bait again? I don't know. But because you're probably an empath, you're thinking, maybe they really are not doing well. Maybe I should reach out. And then you take a bite of that forbidden fruit. You unblock them, you reach out, and bam, you get peppered with abuse. Where have you been? How could you do this to me? I can't even pay my electricity bill. What's going on? I can't believe you abandoned me. They're going to pepper you with abuse. And then you say to yourself, oh my gosh, I fell for it again. And your sibling, did they know or not know that your parent was alien? I can't tell you that. What I can tell you is the narcissist doesn't change, and they get worse over time, but they want to keep the door open. They need a security blanket. They need someone to be there for them. It doesn't matter what age the narcissist is. The narcissist is frail, hollow, shallow, and riddled with anxiety. They need to know people are around them. They need to know that people are there to help them whenever they need to vent. They need to know that someone will be there to help them regulate. And this is the curse of the narcissist. It's how they're trapped in their childlike mentality, and they can't escape it. They are entrenched in their own narcissistic fog, where they captured you for a period of time and they held you prisoner there also. When I say prisoner, I mean mental prisoner, emotional, perhaps physical, financial. Your health took hit. You were captive in a place called the narcissistic fog that you did not even know existed, but now you're getting the wisdom and you're utilizing the tools and providing insulation for yourself. In other words, you're creating boundaries for yourself. But the narcissist wants to keep the door open because they want to have the ability to go back to you. They don't themselves want to be abandoned, yet they abandon virtually everybody they encounter. They are a conundrum. They are bizarro world. I'm talking about the narcissistic relationships, because nothing makes sense. What is up is down, left is right, in is out. That's the way these things work. And the narcissist is so shallow and they're so beaten down at times, this is true, that they can't be without people. Now again, keep this in mind. When you were in the relationship with the narcissist, you most likely loved them or were in love with them, and you were giving to a fault, maybe even a people pleaser. Maybe you couldn't say no, the strongest word in the English language, and I'm certain you didn't have boundaries. The narcissist knew this, and they took advantage of you and who you are and who you were. And they weaponized all of your strengths against you. They had you believing in the mask. They had you believing that they were better than you. They had you become an extension of them. They had you lose your identity to them. They had you giving to a fault. They had you doing everything for them, becoming the unpaid helper. You were the walking apology. You were the errand person. You were the person that paid the bills. All these things that I mentioned on the channel, if any or all of them resonate with you, drop comments below. The key point of this video is the narcissist many times wants to keep the door open, and they want to be able to go to past fuel sources. And you were one. My hope, again, is you've gone no contact and blocked them. But think about one thing. Many times the narcissists themselves will have a new supply or multiple sources of supply. Maybe you only know about one of them, which is called the new supply. And they will still try to be in contact with you. Now, why that will be? It's because they don't want to let go. They want to have their cake and eat it too. They want to be able to triangulate you with that new supply and the new supply with you. Now again, who is the new supply? I can't tell you. They're either a toxic narcissist themselves or a challenging individual, meaning toxic person, or they're a person who did not get the message and they don't know what narcissism is and they don't know what they're up against. In other words, they were another person similar to you. They're not you, but similar to you. But either way, the new supply is either taking the narcissist for a ride or they are about to be taken for a ride. And that relationship, I can assure you, in the future is not what you think it is. Meaning in the future, meaning it's probably going to end, because all narcissistic relationships have an expiration date. We now know that. But why the narcissist wants to keep the door open? Think about this. Think about how hollow and shallow these people are. Why would a person who belittled you, berated you, dished out verbal abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse, financial abuse, and then finally you had enough and either you ended it or they ended it. But why would they not say, okay, this person caught on to me. They see behind the mask. They know who I am, and I'm just going to let them go. I'm just going to let them be, and I'll just go abuse somebody else. Why would they not do that? Well, that's what many of them do, but so many of them don't. They don't want to let the viable source go. They still want to be entrenched in your mind. They still want you thinking about them. They still want you wondering, can they change? Did they change? Did they love you? Could you have done more? Should you try again? Did you forget about all of the abuse over the months and years, or perhaps even decades? This is what the narcissist does. They bank on people not healing. They bank on people not getting the wisdom. They bank on people keeping that door open just a crack, just a sliver, so then they can widen that door even more and more when they want to. They can infiltrate and enter your life again. They can be nice, fake nice to you for a couple days, and the next thing you know, they pepper you with abuse, and the cycle goes on and on and on. This is exactly what the narcissist wants to do. It's kind of like the video you're watching right now. Notice the one side of my face is the dark side. That's the narcissist side. And the other side of my face is the beautiful, bright, shining light, the abundance. That is where you thrive. That is where you exist. That is where you have always been. You are the energy source. You are awakened and aware, educated and empowered, and you understand that going no contact is the path, and that the narcissist can't change. And they are so feeble and they are so weak, but yet they have the loudest voice in the room so frequently that they can't let people go. They want that door open just a bit so they can enter the relationship again, even if they enter it only for a few minutes or a few hours or a few days or weeks or months. But the narcissist needs people. They need people to regulate themselves. They need people to abuse. They need people to gaslight, to give the silent treatment to throw rage fits on. They need people to destroy. And again, what I'm sharing with you is, as I'm going to say the same thing I said a moment ago. If you look at the video right now, you'll notice to my left, perhaps your right, or vice versa, it's darker. That's because the shade is where the narcissist exists, in that low vibrational quagmire state. And notice how the light is shifting through this video, and it is becoming more and more bright and abundant. That is you exiting the narcissistic relationship. That is you recapturing your energy. That is you healing. That is you paying it forward. That is you blocking the narcissist. That is not you leaving the door open even a crack. Because once you close the chapter of the book on these people, then you enter the third version of you, the most strongest galvanized version of you known to humankind, because you've conquered something which is called the narcissistic relationship that A, you didn't know existed, B, you didn't know you were in, and C, you did not know how to get out of it, and you did not know how to heal, which is what the narcissist was banking on the whole time. But as this sunlight shifts through this video I'm creating, notice the positivity, notice the abundance, notice the doors that are opening up for you. This is real life. This is your life. This is your life narcissist free. This is your life with boundaries. This is you discovering who you are. This is you using your beautiful, bright, shining light to help yourself get your cup full, to process the relationship, to heal, to maybe even process childhood wounds, to journal, to meditate, to perhaps see a therapist, to wrap your head around what narcissism is, and that in fact you were captured for a period of time, which was the length of the relationship. But now, as the energy shifts, the narcissist becomes smaller and smaller and smaller, and their voice becomes weaker and weaker and weaker, and you pay less and less and less attention to them. You have taken the lifelong learning lessons from the past. You are applying them to present day. You are living in the present moment. You are not predicting the future. You are calm. You are centered. You are stoic. You are fortunate. You are resilient. You are determined. You are in the third version of you. You are now entering the best part of your life. Post-narcissistic relationship, once you have healed, that is where the doors of abundance open up for you. That is where the path of one exists. That is where you no longer give your energy to an energy vampire, a narcissist, or anybody who does not serve you. This is the path. This is the awakening. This is your life. Your future is now. It begins with this video. Understand the message. The narcissists many times want to keep the door open so they can return They can pepper you with abuse. They can act like they're the victim. They can play any card they want to because their words are hollow, just like their soul, just like their core. There is no substance to these people. What they do is they just regurgitate or mimic back to other people what other people have told them. There's no originality in the narcissist. All they do is take from other people, unsuspecting people, and they use and abuse and manipulate. They twist words around. They use word salad. They throw rage fits. They gaslight. They stonewall. They do so many things, including the smear campaign, and they try to take people down. But a beautiful thing happened along the way. You got the wisdom. You found the needle in a haystack. You're applying the tools on the channel, and you are understanding that you are the priority. You come first, second, and third. So as the shade disappears from this video and the sun returns full bloom, understand the message. This is your life, narcissist free. This is your life on the healing path. This is you now knowing who you will allow into your life and who you want nothing to do with. Because if you understand this, that knowing what you want is equally as important in knowing what you don't want. Many people just focus on what they do want. You need to know what you don't want in your life. It's just as important, but few pay attention to that. So apply the wisdom in the community. Apply it to your life. Do it now, if not now, when. Understand the narcissist at times will want to keep the door open, but yet they dished out so much abuse to you throughout that relationship. Why? Why would they want to keep the door open? It's because you are the beautiful, bright, shining light. You are the abundant energy source, and that energy needs to go back into you and get your cup full and heal and remove yourself from these people. You cannot leave that door open even a crack. If you do, the narcissist will look to find a way to infiltrate your life one more time, and you will go back for another round. And that is not what we want. What we want is to move forward, take the lifelong learning lessons from the relationship, apply them to present day, and understand that you are the priority. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing this one. From the beautiful Carolinas, this is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. Remember that you are not alone. Pay it forward. Process this video. Pay it forward to somebody who could use it, or play it a few times, because there is a purpose for everything on the planet. There is no such thing as a coincidence ever. And I'm going to say this one more time. This sun shifting through the video, when I first sat down here to create it, I didn't even notice it. And now as the sun is coming out even more and the bell tower is ringing, this is the beautiful ending for one of the best videos that I've ever created. I love this video. Please understand the message. The words are flowing through me, and there's a reason you're consuming these words. Apply the tools, close the chapter on the narcissist, and begin healing. God bless you all. I love you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Namaste. Bye, guys. I'll give you a smile too. Bye.